Hey coach, why do you do so many 30 to 40 minute rides? Because they help me go faster. Hi, how's everybody doing? So, 30-minute workouts make you go quicker. You're lying, coach. I'm not, and I'm also talking about low intensity, 60 to 65% of your present FTP. Now, as always, I'm going to keep this super simple. I'm not going to go into too fancy a technology dialogue. I'm not going to pull in numbers and figures that will really confuse you. Super simple. By the end of this video, I'm going to change your thinking, change your training, and improve your fitness. So, think about the work you do at present to get fitter. You're placing stress on your body. So let's use that basic equation, stress plus rest equals adaptation. We get fitter. And that stress can be pumped up. So the more stress and then the smarter the recovery, the greater the progress of fitness. So over a period of time, you make progress. Simple, isn't it? So how do we monitor the stress? Well, you've got 1,001 metrics, haven't you? You've got TSS, you've got stress scores, you've got power, heart rate zones. Whatever app you use, they're throwing data at you. Too much data. And I believe that this has caused a problem for some people. However, the problem that you're probably unaware of that's crept up on you is the pact you made with the devil. Yes, that's quite brutal, coach. The pact you made with intensity was too strong. You signed a contract with the devil that said, "Thou will work as hard as I can and sweat blood from my eyeballs." So not only once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, you're working at high intensity because you've read, I've got to place stress, I've got to biologically overload my present system. Therefore, during rest, the adaptation will make me more resistant to fatigue. I'll go faster, further, higher. Whatever it is, your goal is. True? Now, the trouble is, even in the softer rides, you've signed that pact with the devil. You start to go quicker. You haven't got much time for training. You're not too sure of what workouts you should be doing, so everything ends up quicker. Everything ends up a relationship with intensity. No pain, no gain. Hard work will get me there, coach. Okay, it will get you to a point, but my point is fitness is a byproduct of health. The best cyclists, the fastest cyclists are the cyclists and the athletes who can continue training all year round and not just blow up after they've done 4, 6 or 12 weeks of training. Their motivation stays much higher. So let's look at stress. Any stress is more than no stress. Low level stress, medium level stress is more than no stress. You may find no stress lying in bed, but then again, some of you may be stressed in bed because you're thinking about why you didn't work as hard in the last workout. My point is, you need to have the capacity to recover from the last session so that you can experience the progression, the adaptation that will allow you to go harder in the next session so that you can continue this biological overload for you. Now, let me let you into a little secret. No matter what metrics we have, there always has to be an element of guesswork. You have to listen to your body, okay? And it's not a matter of, I feel super tired today, but I'll just work through it. And it's not a case of, I feel super tired, but I've got to just motivate myself. What I'm talking about is 30-minute sessions at low level will increase our touch points. You want to know what touch points are? Let's have a dive in. Okay, let's use your training as it is now. Let's look at, say, the last 3-4 weeks, and we can use that as a template to create the next 3 to 4 weeks, and you can try this. Now, I'm reaching out to people who are not necessarily the same age as me, but they're maybe a little bit older. We're talking about we've got 4, 5, 6 hours maybe a week to train, maybe a little bit more, but it's about changing behavioural patterns as well. Maybe you've got an inconsistent approach to training because of family, because of work. This works. So the first thing we look at on your training plan is the touch points. When do you put your bum on the saddle? Now, I'm not talking about you've got 6 hours a week and one of those days is a 3-hour ride and then we've got a 1-hour ride. Everything's very standard. I'm looking at the delay between the workouts because I want to increase. So your first thought is, can I create a behavioural change to my routine that allows me to put my bum on the bike double the amount of times it is at the moment, or at least add 2 to 3 sessions extra? I haven't got the time, coach. I'm not talking about extra time. We can find that, okay? There is a way of doing it, but increase touch points. Now, 30 minutes at 60 to 65% intensity is enough biological stimulus to create progression. It is. So I'm going to give you a medal for bravery if you can do it. Yeah, because bravery is that change, and it will suppress the ego, and it will stop you and maybe even break that contract, with the devil. Yeah, it can happen. So what I want you thinking about is have the faith that it will work. So at 60 to 65%, we'll get a small splash of inflammation. That small splash can be soaked up by your immune system. Boom. Then you're ready to go for the next session. Sure, you may be recovering from the workouts you're doing at the moment, but not 100%. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, it really eats in. You fall sick, you fall demotivated, all that other shit. You just give up and you peak and trough all year round. This is about getting you on the bike and moving your health forward. And your fitness will just super boost 12 months of the year, okay? Now in that 30-minute session, there is enough research. You just need to go and Google it, and there are far better YouTube channels than mine that go into research. I don't want to steal their thunder. I know the research. I've got it. I'll read it. There's loads out there that will show you that if we can increase touch points, the regularity, and it doesn't have to be that long, sometimes 20 minutes. Now, here's what I want you to do. Couple of golden rules that will help you maximize. Step 1, can you do it in the morning before you have your breakfast? Some of you may be doing my Fat for Fuel program, and I'm going to be developing that, and I'm going to teach a course about how to really dial into that, and I'll share with you lots of research and examples of phenomenal progress people have made with this. But if you can do it in the morning. Now, I'm not talking about fasted, I'm talking about low carb. Low carb, 60 to 65% work, 20, 30, 40 minutes, up to an hour, can help activate enzymes for fat metabolism. Okay, what does that bullshit mean? It just means that you've got a better ability to burn fat with the oxygen that you have in the system. Now, there is another thing that it does as well. It will activate fresher fibers, because fatigue fibers on low levels of glycogen, carbohydrate, brain's smart, it doesn't want to use them, so it activates fresher fibers. What does that mean? Well, when we come to be fully fueled, we've got more active fibers. This is the equivalent of what a 4 or 5 hour ride does, and it takes that length of time the fitter you get to fatigue the fibers to a level to make the overload, but you haven't got that time. So that's another key point. Now, I mentioned about the lymphatic system. It helps to flush out the waste material at that level as well, because you're increasing blood pressure as well, and you're flushing it out. And those metabolites, at different points in your week, depending on the stress that you're under from life alone, family, work, pressure, it helps. Okay, so it's almost like clearing out a pipe, a drain. Sounds good, doesn't it? Okay, so look at your plan. You don't have to change it, say, for the first week. Can you add in 2? Can you add in 2 sessions in the morning before your breakfast? Please, have a go and let me know how you got on. Maybe you can add in more. Because the thing that I want you to look at as well is if you can impact on the golden hour, the first hour of the day when you wake up. Now, yes, it might mean that you have to wake up half an hour earlier. Just go to bed half an hour earlier if you can. Sleep is the best recovery. Not a recovery ride, sleep. But if we can add in at least 2, you've got a chance to experiment easily. But see what difference it makes to your day, having that positivity. First thing in the morning, that golden hour, boom, I've got up, done a ride, I have my breakfast. You might even notice very quickly a change to your mindset during the day. Once you saturate the first hour with positivity, actions, thinking, fuck me, your day can unbelievably unfold like a red carpet for you. It becomes much harder to make negative decisions when you start off positive. And I'm not talking about jumping out of bed with a smile on your face thinking, fuck me, I'm going to take on the world today. No, I don't care how grumpy or moody you are. You just do the task. You turn up. Why? Because you've already signed a pact with the devil and you're already doing the intensity. So if you've got that relationship, keep it going. Now, here's another little secret. The first thing in the morning ride helps with your bike fit, with your bike positioning. Why? Because if you're like me, you're as stiff as an old man, when we ride soft intensity, it throws up any alignment issues. When I'm bike fitting in the studio, I will do the majority at low intensity. Why? Because this is the intensity I want most riders at for 80-90% of their training time. So it shows up things. So you can actually dial in that emotional, cognitive feeling on the bike first thing in the morning. There are so many things you can do. You can pre-plan little playlists that are exactly 30 minutes long. Now, all I'm asking you to do is to ride at 60 to 65%. However, I have a whole plethora. Oh, that was a fancy word, coach. You said you were going to keep it simple, but I have a whole range of workouts that work fantastically well and will never go over zone 3. Now, in my position, my health will go through peaks and troughs because of my ulcerative colitis. I use 30-minute workouts to plateau my fitness, to make sure I stay workout ready without doing any intensity, because being workout ready is one of my mottos, and I'm always ready for the next workout, as you can see. So, I hope that video was of use to you, because I am getting ready to do a little 30-minute workout. Yes, workout ready. Now folks, as always, if this video's helped in any way, give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go on. Go and do it. Do it. Do it. I dare you. I dare you. Oh, you might get a bravery certificate through the post. And remember, fitness is not linear. There is no guaranteed progress marker for every workout. But the one thing that is true is if you stay consistent and you turn up and you increase the touch points, guaranteed to go faster, longer, higher. Trust me. You stay safe. I'll see you in the next video. Maybe see you in the live. Maybe you'll be the star. If you've got a question, get in touch. I'll see you soon.